us another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, thinking of about the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Ooh, we're live. Ooh, we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Hey, guys. Old Man G here, back again for another pre-match review. It is Chelsea versus Manchester United, and what is hoping to be a interesting game. An interesting game between two managers who really have a point to prove. But before we get into it, if you are new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X, smash the notification button for latest Manchester United news. So obviously it is out. It is out. Shout out to those watching in chat, by the way. Shout out to Ad74. Thank you so much for joining, man. I really appreciate it. The lineup is out, and we are going to be reacting to a lineup as well as being live to sort of discuss my thoughts. Essentially, we're doing these these pre-match previews for a while now, actually. So just going on before the game, having the starting lineup to really kind of see how I think that we'll line up, how I think we'll go. So, you know, it is what it is. Just when I've got time to go live anyway. That's the thing anyway. So, but anyway, let's quickly get into it. So I'm a bit rambling, a bit all over the place. So, right, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. So, David De Gea in goal. Okay. Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro, Varane, Dalot, Antony, Shaw, and Sancho. And on the bench, we have Tom Heaton, Lindelof, Malacia, Fred, McTominay, Palestri, Zidane, Iqbal, Elanga, and Garnacho. So I think the first things first is right off the bat. Shout out to Dizon says no Ronaldo got it. I don't know about that. I think I'll be relaxed. I'd relax on that. I relax on it. I'm not entirely sure, if I'm perfectly honest. I mean, the first thing you're thinking is that that front three is whack. Because basically, you know, to translate it, Varane and obviously Martinez, centre back, we know that the back four is going to say the same with Shaw. Malacia still on the bench. Dalot there, fine. The midfield is now going to be Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno. Is that a stable midfield? I'm not sure. Is that a stable balanced midfield? I'm not 100% sure, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm really not. I think that you know, I mean, not saying that Chelsea's midfield is infinitely better. I mean, they've got in fact, let's have a look. I'll just have a look at what the Chelsea lineup is. Everton are 2-0 up and Man City 3-1 up. So much for that. But let's have a quick look. I want to see the Chelsea lineup quickly. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, of course he scores. So Chelsea's lineup is Kepa, Aspie, Aspilicueta, David Silva, Kurakela, Chilwell. So he's playing a back four. That's interesting. Or back three. Yeah, Aspilicueta, Silva, Cucurella, Chilwell, Shabala, Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Mount, Sterling, Aubameyang. So that implies to me that he is playing a back three with wing backs. Yeah. Shabala and Thiago Silva and Cucurella back three then Aspilicueta and Chilwell as the fullbacks going forward. Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho holding position, and then Mount, Sterling, and Aubameyang. So that's interesting. I do think that I mean, and this is the key thing. I think from a United point of view, I think that it's going to be very, very difficult for Manchester United to deal with that back three when we only have, you know, we're going to be relying on the tenacity of Sancho, of Rashford, of you know, of Antony to be able to break down this team. And Manchester United have shown already this season that they struggle a lot to actually break down teams. Whether they can do it or not, I'm not entirely sure. Guys, actually, just give me 1 second. I will be right back. Give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. Right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, back again. Um, sorry. So yeah, we're back. So yeah. This is gonna be an interesting game. My main concern with this lineup is just the fact that, especially with like the Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the midfield, my main concern is I don't know how we break down this Chelsea team. Um, I don't know how we do it. Yes, I don't think Chelsea necessarily have been great offensively themselves, and I think we've been good defensively. So there is an argument that, like, at the end of the day, it will just all balance itself out. Um, but honestly, I don't actually know how we break down this Chelsea how we break down this Chelsea team. Is Chilwell a concern as a fullback? Probably. Um, is you know is Aspilicueta probably not? Probably not. To be honest, I think Aspilicueta probably isn't a problem. Um, I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's very, very difficult for me to call. Essentially, it's very, very difficult for me to call this game. Essentially, it's very, very difficult for me to call this game. Um, but I am a little bit concerned that midfield is unbalanced. I think that Fred is unlucky to be put out of this team. It kind of shows you, I think, what Ten Hag wants to do. And I suspect what he wants to do is he wants to set up for the counter attack. That's what I assume. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I'm getting the impression that Ten Hag would rather set up for the counter attack in this instance with the starting lineup. than anything else, really. So who knows? Who knows? But we shall see. We shall see. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, Liverpool obviously lost today. City obviously winning. It is what it is. They're always going to beat Brighton. There's no doubt about that. Arsenal have to play tomorrow, so United can really use this opportunity to actually, dare I say, get one on Manchester, Chelsea, close the gap, cement the gap at the top four, and really do something. I don't really, with the amount of games starting to increase in the build up to the World Cup, I think United really need to be in a position to solidify ourselves going forward. Because once we play Chelsea, we pretty much played all the top 7 teams. Because right now the current top 7 are Arsenal, Manchester City, Spurs, Chelsea, obviously United, Newcastle, and Liverpool. Even if you go down to 8, we play Brighton as well. So United have played the top 7 teams. So you'd think, in theory, that things should improve or get better at this game. If we get a dub here, we've got a nice, good run of fixtures going forward, because we've already played the top 7 teams already. So that's kind of done. That's finished. Whether or not Manchester United build on that remains to be seen, but we'll see what happens. Chelsea, on the other hand, for example, they still have to play. Sorry. What's it? Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, no worries. Chelsea, on the other hand, have a lot of teams. Samasi, man, how are you doing, Samasi? Samasi, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Let me know how you're doing, man. Yeah, this game it's so difficult to call, though. It really is a difficult game to call, because like, both teams are a sense of enigma in how they're going to approach this game. Like, is Ten Hag going to just counterattack against Chelsea? But can you really counterattack against a side that are set up to be quite defensive today? And they have. Chelsea set up quite defensive. Even their fullbacks in Chilwell and Aspie. I mean, what I would say, if you're Manchester United, is that you have to target Aspie's side. Okay, you have to target the right-hand side. So it's going to be, I don't know who's where. I assume Antony's going to be playing on the right. Antony has to run at Aspilicueta. You need Dallo. We need to have that right-hand side down on lock. Okay, we need to have that right-hand side down on lock. Aspilicueta, man. Aspie, man. He needs, to be destroyed, essentially. He needs to be destroyed. Yeah, Everton have beaten Palace, basically. So it looks like Frank Lampard's going to be back. But if Dallo and Antony can deal with that right hand lock, we should be okay. I like to think that Luke Shaw and whoever partners him on that side, I assume it'll be Sancho. That hopefully Luke Shaw and Sancho, even Luke Shaw and Rashford, have to understand that they can at least keep Sterling and Chilwell silent. Luke Shaw has pocketed Sterling before. So if Luke Shaw can deal with Sterling and Chilwell overlapping, I think we should be okay. But for me, the key to this game, just looking at in quote vulnerabilities, is that right hand side. Aspilicueta and Shabala. Antony and Dallo need to sort that out. They need to. Michael talks. Mike, big up RDS. Loan papers are hard to acquire here. Loan papers are hard to acquire here, unfortunately. Mike. I haven't done the United Forum in a while. So maybe tomorrow, if I've got maybe tomorrow evening tomorrow evening, we might be able to do a special United Forum to review the current circumstances. Because that was bad. That was very, 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 very bad. Is it bad for me that it makes me happy seeing Liverpool in the mud? I'm not sure, Samasi. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I was happy, but at the same time, I've learned a while that it's best to be quiet until your team finishes. So I'll say my full piece on Liverpool as soon as Manchester United have finished playing this game and where the result is going. Yeah, I don't know what Klopp's will be. I think this is the 7th season curse with Klopp, to be honest. United losing, says Chainsaw. You could be right, Chainsaw. You could be absolutely right, Chainsaw. I think the Ronaldo element is going to be an issue. I want Man United to win, Sister Massey. Potter is better than Klopp. That is a fair point. That is a fair point. Well, actually, is it a fair point? What has Potter won, Chainsaw, though? That's the question. What has Potter won? Klopp must have smoked a blunt before the game. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in Klopp's head too, either, if I'm honest. I really don't, because I made the assumption that I made the wrong assumption. Now that I know it's wrong, that Klopp would just beat Nottingham Forest. Easy dub. Liverpool are back. Spurs are back. Sorry, Liverpool are back. They beat City. They beat Rangers. They're back. And then they lose to Forest. You're kind of like, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. And just looking at the Premier League table, I'll get the scoring up here. So Liverpool are 7th. You know, thankfully Brighton are losing. So Liverpool will probably, just looking at the game's fixtures. Yeah, Liverpool, there's no threat to Liverpool going or not going 7th at all this game. So they're going to be 7th. They're 16 points. They're still only okay, they played a game in hand right now over Chelsea, but they're still only 4 points from the top 4, so it's no big deal. However, they are what looks like 11 points from Arsenal, which could be even more, probably 14 points if Arsenal win their next game, which is very, very possible. So any thought of potentially chasing the title, not entirely sure about that. Liverpool had Henderson and Kirsten on the pitch. Well, was it arrogance? You know, was it arrogance? Was it arrogance? Was it, hey, listen, you know, we could beat Forest, with that midfield. Curtis Jones, Milner. I mean, Curtis Jones isn't bad, but and Milner, you know, pocketed. Who did Milner pocket? Milner pocketed a few City players in the previous game, so it's not the end of the world. But we'll see what happens. So look at Liverpool obsession in chat. Chainsaw. It's Chainsaw. You're not wrong. I didn't deny that Liverpool Football Club were a big football club. I didn't deny that. What I'm saying, however, Chainsaw, is that the idea that Liverpool Football Club would equal the amount of trophies that United have won in terms of league trophies, you know, 20, 21, 19, 20, that type of thing, it was a myth. It was a myth. That's the fortunate thing. Listen, the 7-year course is how like you never walk alone. I've been saying it. Chainsaw's back out with force. I don't know where you were after Arsenal smoked you, and also the Brighton hat trick, and also I don't know where you were, but you're out here now in force. So I appreciate that, Chainsaw. Potter won my football. I love very Potter. Forest are 20th. Liverpool need Jesus. Are they? No. Forest can't be 20th now. They can't be. No. They can't be. They can't be. Let me have a look at this table. Yeah, the 19th. The 19th. They win because they're Leicester City are 20th. Leicester City are 20th. So unless Leicester win their game tomorrow, we are massive. By the way, the Manchester midfield is better than Chelsea, so Manchester has a good chance. I would say that the Chelsea midfield is more balanced. That's what I would say. I would say the Chelsea midfield is more balanced. That's what I would say. Yeah, I think the Chelsea midfield in this respect is actually more balanced than the than the United midfield, and especially this one because I don't know. There's a part of me that really is concerned about Ruben Loftus-Cheek. There's a part of me that is concerned about Ruben Loftus-Cheek with Jorginho in the midfield. I think that'll be difficult because Casemiro, I think playing, I think helps. You know, Casemiro has given us a different reality now. But I just wonder because Bruno, you know, the great thing about Fred in that team, and it shows you what Ten Hag is going to do, is like I think Ten Hag is setting up to the counter attack, and if that's the case, either we will draw, or potentially could lose, because Chelsea have, from what I can see, have really set up to really defend deep, and I don't think we're going to be able to block. You know, so I'm curious to see whether Ten Hag will say, "Listen, we'll just give Chelsea the ball and wait our turn." That's what's happened at Stamford Bridge in the past. Oli did it, Jose did it, etc. So maybe he might go down that route. Because if we wanted to press Chelsea, we would have played Fred, and I guess the option is still there. The option is definitely still there. We can still definitely continue to press Fred and do things to Fred, etc. That definitely is possible. Curtis Jones, a Norwich City level player, IMO. Relax. Come on, Chainsaw. Don't say that. Don't say that to your player, man. Don't say that to your player. Milner man of the match. I was on annual leave from football. That's interesting. Arteta broke me. Yeah, I saw a lot of Liverpool fans disappear after that game. There were a lot of Liverpool fans. Sorry, just quickly do it. There were a lot of Liverpool fans who said, "Yeah, Arsenal battered us." But it is what it is. It is what it is. Sterling will come clutch. He better, because Luke Shaw always seems to pocket the dude, so he better come clutch. Don't tell me Ten Hag will, in his first season, end in a better position in the table and Klopp. Nah. Don't say that. Don't say that, Sanasi. Don't say that. Don't say that. If you say that, then certain agendas might have to be taught. I mean, our Liverpool FC as a club is taking a massive L this season. Are they taking a massive L this season? You know, the greatest ever player in Steven Gerrard, one of the greatest ever in Steven Gerrard, just got sacked. And Lampard is still on the job. And they're now being beaten by Forest. You know, is it? And we might discuss this on the United Forum. You know, so like, is the Liverpool era over? Is the Liverpool era over? And if that's the case, is there anyone that is able to challenge City? Because this is Pep's last season. He's not signed a new contract in theory. If he signs a new contract, you know, what happens? You know, what happens? What happens? United midfield should be running the show. I mean, let me look at that. Let me look at that lineup again. In fact, let's have a look. 2 seconds, everybody. I'll share this screen up because this will be a much better one. Yeah. Gotta love Google, man. Got to love Google. Let's have a look here. There we go. Right. Okay. So yeah. So these are lineups here. So okay. So Aspie, Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Chilwell, Mount, Sterling, Aubameyang, and obviously, I mean, this is the thing. Like, I'm looking at it like this Chelsea team does look a bit dead. The threat for me comes down this side. I mean, Aubameyang, just of the pace, is the form. Him and Rashford are probably on the same level, I'd say, right now. Although I still trust Aubameyang's finishing over Rashford. You know, Casemiro, Eriksen, Fernandez, who really needs to step up today. Antony, Sancho. So it's like I said, this, we really need Sancho, Luke Shaw. This side, we need these guys to dominate these guys. We need Shaw and Sancho to ball. And frankly, Sancho hasn't balled this season. So we need him to ball. If Sancho can't ball against Azpilicueta and Shabala, then I don't know what we can do. I don't know what we can do. That right hand side, Dallo really needs we need to deal obviously with Chilwell and Cucurella, who I do rate. So Dallo, Antony has to help Dallo because I can see this being a weakness as well. And against City, we were targeted down this side. Dallo was exposed, and it created problems. So we really need some communication between these guys. Otherwise, United could be in problems. But as for the midfield, like people say that we should dominate it, but I'm just not sure. There's something about these two here, this triangle here that I think will cause us problems. Thiago Silva, Loftus-Cheek, and Jorginho. But we'll see. We shall definitely see. Tapiwa says they're just at the end of the cycle. I think, yeah, of course, and that's why we need to talk about it. I don't take L's, so I jump ship. Liverpool have taken a lot of L's this season, Chainsaw, but I'm just waiting for you to come on again and explain them. Is Fat Frank a good manager? I don't know. It's difficult because this is the thing with football, is that football is so quick. And the reality is that managers aren't given enough time. If Arteta was at any other club, he would have been sacked already. But it was given time. And look at what they're doing. So if I'm perfectly honest, unless a manager's lost the dressing room, when a manager gets... For me, the way I see it with management is that unless a manager loses the dressing room completely, he shouldn't be sacked. He should be backed. That's the way I see it. Unless, of course, so that relegation is a threat. But if he doesn't lose the dressing room, he should be back, not sacked. Because it's very easy to turn things around. And you just look at Arsenal's Arteta. Arteta finished 8th twice. Arsenal said, no, he's our guy. And look where they are now. It's J5 and RLC for Chelsea. Yeah, I know. And I think they're going to be a problem. By the way, United attack ain't good. I'm especially this is the point I'm trying to make, is that United's attack doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. I mean, we beat Spurs, but let's keep it a stack. If we had more clinical attackers, we should have beaten Spurs 4 or 5-0 with how well we dominated that game. So yeah, the clinical aspect of United's game has been missing for a while. Like, even before this season, we really miss clinical finishers, to be honest. Ronaldo not here, okay, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, we don't really... I mean, you just look at the bench, and I'll just scroll to the subs here. Victor Lindelof. Malacia, okay, maybe might come forward. Fred, Impetus, Palestri, Elanga, Garnacho, and Iqbal. So basically, we don't have a senior attacker, unless you could Elanga in that on the bench. So is he going to bring on Garnacho or Iqbal to change the team? Like, what's he going to do? Abba is world class. I'll see. Yo, what's up? Shout out to SSB, man. Yo, what's up? Hope you're doing well, SSB. If you can explain what happened to your team today, that'd be great as well. Yes, if Liverpool don't change Pep non-well, we'll have to wait and see if the team that Arsenal can finally listen with Pep. Otherwise, only club of concept snatch Pep's chain. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that because it would definitely be a statement if somehow Arteta won it with Arsenal. It would be a massive, massive statement, I think. And I've warned City fans. I've said, don't come to me and say you're a big club if you let Arsenal FC and Real Madrid defend the Champions League. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't tell me that you spent £1 billion, got one of the best strikers in world football. He scores goodness knows how many goals. He beats the Premier League scoring record, and you let Arsenal win the Premier League title, and you let Real Madrid defend the Champions League. Don't do that, because if you do that, then certain questions will be asked about a certain manager. I don't completely disagree with that, but I don't think it's as bad as people say. United about to lose 3-0. I hope Chainsaw, you're right. Chainsaw, you're right. You're right. United, I actually predict United will lose, so it is what it is. Ten Hag is the little version of Pep. Again, where were you when Liverpool lost to United and Arsenal? Bruno shouldn't be starting in my opinion. I don't think so too. I would actually prefer it to be Fred, Casemiro, and Ericsson. But it is what it is. It's quite possible that they think that maybe we need a bit more technique, because Fred is a good presser of the ball. But his passing is okay, but it can be not that great. And also he can be bullied. So I wonder if maybe Ten Hag's doing that, and whether maybe I don't know, but we'll see in the game. Shout out to Mike for the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate it as a member and a supporter of the channel. And shout out to all the other members, Samasi, Chainsaw, as well. Thank you guys so much for supporting the supporting the channel, especially when I go live. I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. And shout out to those who are watching on Twitch as well. Thank you so much, guys. I'm saying 2-2. Antony is a ball. I think he is. I hope that Antony scores today. Fingers crossed. If we win, it is a statement for Manchester United. If we draw, I mean, again, looking at the Premier League table right now, as it stands now, I will take a draw. I will take a draw, because I don't want to be in a situation where we're not closing in on top 4, at least. So I wouldn't mind. I would love United to win, but if United draw, it's not a big end rule, because let's keep this stacked. United aren't going to win the league, and the goal for United this season predominantly was actually to solidify top 4 and let Ten Hag build. That's the goal of this season, in my personal opinion. So a draw, I'm happy with that. A win, even better, but a draw would be great. A loss, it gives Chelsea a bit more leeway, but yeah, that's I would prefer us not losing personally. J5 ain't doing nothing. Well, we'll see. He might score a penalty. Antony is average. That's a fair point, Chainsaw. I agree. The only thing I would say is, could you clarify in the comments how much Darwin Núñez cost? I think everyone in the streets wants to know how much Darwin Núñez cost. I think that's important for everyone. If you don't, I mean, if people are watching the chat, if you could let me know how much Darwin Núñez cost, that would be that'd be great. Please do. I'd rather have Mount Saka than St. Maximin over that. The hate is real. The hate is real. The hate is real. The hate is real. Every man should get free. Yeah, I agree. Unless the board completely turns against them, then yeah, I agree. So not the board. I mean the team, the mutiny or whatever. Then yeah, they should be back, because you can't. For me, you can't judge a manager over. I think there should just be a rule that says that every manager should get at least 3 seasons. At least every manager should get at least 2, well, maybe 2 seasons, 2 seasons at least, and then that should be a thing. And then after that, you can have the option of extending that person's stay for another 2 more years. But maybe I'm hypothetical. It's fine. Can I come on later to expose United's crimes against football? In the post-match, we'll see. In the post-match, we'll see. We'll see. Depending on what happens in this game, we'll see. It really depends on what happens in this game, Chainsaw. What you can do, however, if you do want to come on, is expose, is talk about what's happened to Liverpool Football Club right now, in the now. That's important, I think, personally. Godzilla, shout to Godzilla King. Yo, thank you for joining in, buddy. Chainsaw, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool all finishing above United today. Ten Hag will collapse. Now, the thing is, I'm going to start this comment because I always love to go back to these comments because there was a certain time when certain people talking about quads and Nunes hat tricks and Liverpool will achieve the same amount of titles as United will achieve. It's interesting. It's interesting. So I'll come back to that comment at Chainsaw. But it's just weird that despite the fact that United got battered by Brentford and City, that we're still ahead. It's just a bit weird. Everton are 3 points away from Liverpool. I mean, Everton at one point were ahead of Liverpool one day. It's quite tight on there. But they got their dub, Everton, and Lampard did what he needed to do. Okay, I'm gonna assume you're trolling at this point. I have to assume that you're trolling at this point, James. So I have to assume that you are trolling at this point. I have to assume that. Godzilla, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Yes, Chief. 2-2. I'm happy with that, guys. I'm happy with that. I'm happy for a draw. This is the thing, like away to Chelsea. So for people saying we're gonna win, we're gonna I'm happy if United can go to Stamford Bridge away from home and nick a point, and stay, because right now I think we're only a point behind Chelsea in the league, if I recall. I think United I think they are. Let's have a look at that league again. Yeah, we're only a point. So if we draw, nothing has really changed, really. Only aside from the fact that we'll be a further distance from likes of City and Arsenal, and they'll be kind of, leaving the pack, really. But regarding United's main focus for this season, which I think is top 4, it's fine. It's fine. A draw is perfectly fine with me. We've got 20 minutes to kick off, guys. 20 minutes to kick off. Remember, if you need to try to like the vid and subscribe to Red Devils and you're new. Maybe consider becoming a member as well if you want to support the channel as well, guys. We will be having a post-match reaction. I'm not sure when. Probably about half an hour after the game. So stay tuned for that as well. It's all good. Big up RDS. How's the nerves, bro? It's the thing. I'm not nervous because if anything, I think there's more pressure on Chelsea. There's more pressure on Chelsea FC because for me, I'm happy with a draw. And even a loss, even though I don't want a loss, is not the end of the world from a top 4 perspective, because I'm looking at the long game. Because remember, as I've said, Manchester United would have played everyone in, and in fact, let me get the let me see if I can get the Premier League table up. Those right. So hopefully everyone can see that. So basically, Manchester United have played. So this is the top 7. Obviously, Brighton, or even top 8 for that matter. United have played everyone here after today. They would have played Chelsea, City, Spurs, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, and of course, Brighton as well. So United have played everyone else. So even if United lose, I hope they don't lose because I would prefer a draw. At the end of the day, the run that United have up until January or I think end of January, beginning February next year, is fine. It's good. So if United aren't beating these bottom teams, Fulham, Brentford, Everton, which you beat, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, Southampton, Leeds, Villa, Wolves, Nottingham, Leicester, etc., then they don't deserve to be top 4 challenging. So that's why, I'm not that. I mean, a lot of people seem to. It's more pride more than anything of like, oh wow, I don't want to lose to Chelsea and Chelsea, blah, blah, blah. But in terms of longevity, whether we win, lose, or draw today, it's not really the end of the world, because Chelsea, on the other hand, they have to play City. I think I'm just going back to the table. Chelsea have not played Arsenal yet. They've not played City yet. They've not played Newcastle yet. They've not played Liverpool yet. I don't know whether Chelsea played Brighton yet. Have Chelsea played Brighton? I'm not sure, but they haven't played those other three. You know what I mean? You know, so it's the long game. It's the long game. Personally, I reckon this game has a draw in all over it. Exactly. I think so too. I think this game will end up in a draw. If we're talking about score predictions, I probably should put my score predictions just before the game starts in 15 minutes. My score prediction is thus. I think it will be. I think it's going to be quite a boring game, guys. I genuinely think this is going to be. People think it's going to be end to end. I don't know. I have a feeling this game is going to be quite boring, and so in that respect, I'll go for 1-1. So, but yes, I do think it's going to be a boring game, unfortunately. 3-2 Manchester United. Samasi. Exhibit, shout out to you, bro. Says 4-0 Chelsea win. Hashtag respect CR7. Are you saying that because you think CR7 needs to come back into the team, trolling, or that you're a Chelsea fan? Which one of it specifically is it? Please let me know. If it was at Old Trafford, then I'd prefer a win. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If it was at Old Trafford, I would kind of be like, you know, probably will do it, probably, but it's not Old Trafford, so I don't really expect Manchester United to do it. By the way, guys, I am on Twitch. So support your boy. I'm trying to get to partner affiliate, whatever it is, status on Twitch. So please, if you want to support your boy, Guy, Old Man G, RDS, or Los Blancos Studios, as I go by, please head over to my Twitch channel. The link is in the description. In fact, I might actually be able to find it here and paste it in the chat because where is it? Where is it? Ah, yeah, here we go. Where is it? Oh, I'll find it later. It's some of the links in the description anyway. It's Chainsaw. I don't know. He might be. I think that Potter's still getting used to the players at Chelsea. Yes, but the counter argument I would have to that is that he's more familiar with the Premier League than Ten Hag. That's my counter argument to it. He's more familiar with the Premier League than Ten Hag, so I think that will be that's yeah. I think I wouldn't underestimate Graham. I'm bearing in mind as well. Bear in mind as well, guys. Graham Potter's already beaten United already this season. The beginning of the season with Brighton, he beat Ten Hag. You know, so I think while yes, he needs to get used to the Chelsea players, he really. I mean, I can't remember the last time a manager has played a manager. In fact, let me know if this is a fact. When was the last time a manager played the same manager twice in the space of one season? Let me know, guys, please, because I can't remember the last time that has happened. United fans since Scholes era. Shout out, bro. Shout out to Paul Scholes, man. Who apparently is overrated according to some Chelsea players that still to this day think that Lampard was better. I don't understand them, but it is what it is, you know. So, but what I would say in your comment is like we got to keep a stat. We got to keep a stat. I love what CR7 did, but he crossed the line there. He crossed the line, and you know, he had to be disciplined. He had to be disciplined, and he's not playing for this game, and we pay the price as a result, because we look at that United bench, and I'm like, right, what on earth do we do here? If we're losing, if United are losing, who actually comes onto this field? Garnacho, Iqbal? I've got no idea. I posted the link to my Twitch channel, guys. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, guys, please do support me on Twitch. I'd appreciate it. Where were you? Yeah, Rich Sports. Say shout out to Rich Man. Make sure you head over to subscribe and support his channel as well, guys. I think we're 10 minutes away from kickoff, so I'll begin to round things off. Probably a draw, but let's hope we can nick a win. Yeah, I think I'm seeing a lot of people saying draw. And to be honest, I probably think the same. I think this is probably going to be more of a draw more than anything. I think that I would be very surprised if United dominate Chelsea. I think if United do dominate Chelsea, then that's definitely a statement. But I just don't see it. Of course, the momentum from this game is that if United do beat Chelsea, we get into the top four. We get into the top four if we beat Chelsea today. We'll see what happens with that. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just hoping that these guys just play good football. That's it. No one in the world can shoot first time touch with power as hard accurate. Yeah, I mean, bro. I mean, you don't have to convince me about Scholes, man. I mean, convince the English public who, for whatever reason, decided that Lampard and Gerrard in the midfield was a much better idea. And they won nothing. So there you go. There you go. Just banter. It's banter, England, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But it is what it is. The only thing that Ronaldo can lead himself after that instance to get into the perform about. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if this is the thing about football, one of the things I like and hate at the same time is that if you get into good form and you bang in goals and do your thing, no one cares. No one will care at all. No one will care whatsoever. They'll just be like, right, yeah, cool, you're doing your thing. You're now the best, whatever, So if Ronaldo should use this as a means to say, listen, right, I can now go and ball and bring United and bring Manchester United back. That's what Ronaldo can use this experience for. Instead, I suspect he'll use it more to try and find a way away from the club more than anything, So at least that's what I think will happen. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff, guys. Remember to like and subscribe if you're new. I was going to do a watch long to this, but it is what it is. I'll be doing a post-match stream, so make sure that you like the vid, subscribe. Make sure you turn notification buttons on because some people are telling me that they're not getting notified when I go live or uploads or etc. So please hit that notification button so you are aware when I go live and do things. YouTube is just I don't want to be cancelled. So, but yeah, YouTube is a harsh mistress when it comes to that type of thing, and it's weird. It's weird like that. Sorry. Paul Scholes was next to Iniesta and Xavi is the best. Oh yeah, exactly. I don't doubt that, Samasi. I don't doubt that whatsoever. It's got a draw written all over it. Yeah. I think it's got a draw written over it. You already know my thoughts on this. All I just hope is that United just aren't battered, destroyed. I would love a win, only just because I have a lot of Chelsea fans on the TL who I think need a bit of humbling. And it would be a great day for me to see United win, to see Liverpool lose. Yes, City won, but they're not top. Are they top of the league now with that win? No, they're not. They're not top of the league with that win. So it's rare that you have a situation where City win and are not top of the league. But of course, Arsenal playing tomorrow. Who are Arsenal playing tomorrow? They're playing. Let me quickly check. Who are Arsenal playing tomorrow? They're playing away to Southampton, which will be tough actually. With Southampton's, they're unpredictable, so they need to take that seriously. But yeah, guys, I'll be back live after the game. Where fingers crossed, hopefully, hopefully, United haven't embarrassed themselves and we get a good result from this game because I want them to win. A draw is fine. A loss, not great, but as long as it's not a humiliating loss. But I mean, if we can really make a statement against Chelsea today, I mean, man, there'll be, there'll be. I If United beat Chelsea today, right? I will not see as much silence on my TL because my TL is full of Liverpool and Chelsea fans just talking all the time, with the occasional City fan talking as well. I will see dearth silence, and Arsenal aren't playing today, so they're not really going to be saying anything. So I'm going to be seeing dearth silence on the TL if United beat Chelsea today. Nothing from Chelsea fans, nothing from Liverpool fans. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Anyway, guys, I'm ending the stream now. Make sure you stay tuned for the post-match reaction. Remember, if you are new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X. Smash the notification button for latest United news and more. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.